Hey guys, what's going on? Here in front of me, I have a box of drum heads, and today I'm going to be showing you how I tune my drums. So we're going to go ahead and take a look inside of the box and see what we got. Okay, first thing, got some pure sound snare wire for my snare. Got some rock lugs. If you don't know about these, I found out about these through a fellow drummer on Instagram. His name's Anthony Gazelle. And basically, you're supposed to put these on your snare with a fresh batter, and it's supposed to lock in your tuning. So if you're doing a bunch of gigging or playing a bunch of shows, it really helps keep your tuning. And I actually haven't tried these, so I'm really curious about how these will do. And I got a few covers coming up I'm gonna do, so maybe after a few covers in, after I put these on, I'll come back and do a follow-up video on the heads and everything, and we'll talk about these more in depth and what I think about them. But really cool idea. Shout out Anthony. Got some stickers. This stuff all came from Drum Center of Portsmouth. Ordered from them a couple times. I usually get all my gear from Sweetwater, but these attack heads were kind of hard to find, so I got them through Drum Center of Portsmouth. Shout out Drum Center of Portsmouth. All right, first thing we come to is an Attack Royal 1 resonant head. Looks like a 14-inch. This one is the Attack Blast Beat. This is one of 2 snare batters I ordered. We'll get to the other one in a minute, but this one I'm really excited to check out. I haven't tried any Attack snare heads. I've always played Evans, so I'm really curious to move into a different brand and see how it sounds. Got an Evans snare side 300 for the resonant side of my snare. Got a Attack Royal 1 resonant side for my 12-inch rack tone. I have an Attack no overtone for snare. This one's gonna be the first one I'm skinning on. It actually looks like it has like a ring here for like muffling. That's really interesting. So really excited to tune this up and see how it sounds. I have an Attack Royal 2. Attack Royal 1 16-inch resonant side. Attack Royal 2. And lastly, I have the batter side for my 16-inch 4-tone. This is a Royal 2 as well by Attack. Okay, so now that I have this huge mess, let me get cleaned up. Then we're gonna take and we're gonna tear down the kit and we're gonna start skinning the drums, and I'm gonna run you through how I tune my drums. See you there. So we're back. We're gonna start on the toms. I've got my new resonance head on the bottom of the drum. I've got all my lugs in. They're not tight yet. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go around with my hands, and I'm gonna tighten each lug until it has a starting point of tension to where I cannot tighten it with my fingers anymore. Once I've done that, I'm going to take and I'm going to go around with a drum key. I'm going to push down on the hoop just with light pressure, and I'm going to turn it just to where it starts to tighten, where you feel just a little bit of tension. So just about right there. Now I'm going to go around with a drum key, and I'm going to do 3 to 4 half turns on each lug, and then I'm going to check the pitch of each individual lug to be sure it matches. Always be sure your resonance head on your toms pitch on your lugs are matching It's really important. It really relates to how your drum is going to resonate, and doesn't matter if your batter is tuned correctly. If your resonance is not tuned right and the pitches do not match, then it won't sound good on batter. So that's really important to understand. Now that they're all tuned up on the bottom, 3 to 4 half turns, I'm going to go around and check the pitch of the lugs. So I've got a few discrepancies. I'm going to iron those out really fast, and then we'll move on to the next drum. Okay, so we have the next tom here. I'm going to drop in all the lugs, and I'm going to tighten them by hand until I can't anymore, and then I'm going to tap and check my tone, and then I'm going to iron out the discrepancies and rinse and repeat. Okay, so it's time to move on to the next drum after this. To drop all the cotton balls in my toms. I use cotton balls, pumps like this, to cut down on the resonance because I play a lot of punk rock and a lot of metal, so there's no really need for me to have a really long, distinct tone. Really short and really fat is how you want it when it comes to rock and metal or metalcore, whatever kind of genre you're playing in as far as that goes. So I'm going to drop all the cotton balls in the toms, and then we're going to flip it over and we're going to start on the batter side when I get back. Okay, so I have the batter heads on all the toms, including the rack tom. We're going to start with the floor toms, and then we're going to finish with the rack tom. I've got all the tension rods at a starting point in tension that's good, which it's not actually being tuned yet, but it's just finger tight to where I couldn't tighten it anymore. So now I'm gonna go around the lugs. I'm gonna do about 1.5 to 2 half turns on this. I'm not gonna go very far again because we talked about earlier that we're playing punk rock and metal. As far as that genre goes, you want it really short. You don't want the resonance of the drum to be very long, more of a warmer tone. Maybe if you're playing inside of jazz or blues, that might be different, but here in rock and metal, you want it kind of short and to the point. So I'm gonna go around the drum 1.5 to 2 half turns, and then I'm gonna check the pitch of each lug, and then I'm gonna rinse and repeat with the rest of the drums, and that'll be it. So here we go. What I'm doing right now is I'm just actually getting down eye level with the drum, and I'm checking for wrinkles. Because we're not going too far in on tension, we're just checking to make sure we have all the wrinkles out. Okay, so I've got it dialed in about where I want it. I'm going to move on to the 16-inch floor tom, and like I said, we'll finish with the rack tom afterwards. So now that I've finished putting on all the battery heads for the drums, I'm going to check the resonance of each drum and make sure it's exactly the same or really close. Sounds like the rack tom is just a little bit longer in resonance than the rest of the drums. So what you can do for that is, since you put cotton balls in there, you can add moon gels. Moon gels are kind of a last resort for tuning because I run cotton balls, so there already is a little bit of cut on the resonance. So what you can do is add a quarter of a moon gel to the corner of your head on whatever tom you need to mute out a little bit or make the resonance shorter. And that should fix your problem. As long as the drum's resonance is the same for all your shells, then everything should be great. So that's going to conclude today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. It was kind of a lengthy video. I was going to do a snare tune-up in this as well with wires and everything, but again, this has become a really lengthy video. I really hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like, and share the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.